Okay, so can everyone hear me and see the screen? Okay, good. So, we'll get just started. This is actually, okay. Okay, we'll just get started. So I'll be, QA instructor for your, ongoing QA classes. So we'll have 2 weeks, okay? So we'll have from today to 22nd of March, I'll be completing this course, exact by 22nd, okay? So if you have any QA questions or, any, automation tools questions, or if you have, even if you can reach me out even if you have ETL questions. I personally worked for 5 years in ETL, so I'm also good at ETL. If you want any Unix questions, okay, you can still, it's Google is still there, you can completely rely on Google, but if you still, if you still need help, okay, you can reach me out. Okay, so we'll get started. So I'll be also giving you some basic, not too much. I'll not go into deep, but I'll still, try to, give you information like, about how you need to represent yourself while taking an interview. Okay, so that's where actually, is very important, because, to give an interview is one thing, and to do the job at the workplace is another. So both two things are completely different to each other. You need to have really, you need to be have skills to demonstrate that how good you are to do that job well than anyone else, right? So that's what is very important. Okay, so we'll just get started. So I hope everyone got syllabus, right? Did everyone got syllabus? QA syllabus? I've sent QA syllabus to everyone. So we'll just go through the syllabus pretty quick. So if you have any questions, you can reach me out. So we'll first and 2 classes, it's kind of introduction. So we'll take just an introduction, okay, about various types of testing. So first class, it's okay, we'll just go through this introduction part, and we'll see what are various types of testing. Why do we actually need this testing? Okay, so we'll go in detail on this various types of testing. So first 2 classes, make sure you come to the class tomorrow. Tomorrow is the most important class. I would say that is the class where you actually your 80%, okay, 80%, I would say like 70 to 80% of your job will rely on this functional testing. Okay, you'll be doing all other testing, that's fine, but this is heart of the whole QA system. Okay, so you need to at least know what you are actually, why you being hired. Okay, what are you as a QA or as an ETL tester or as a data analyst or as a software tester or any ETL tester or anyone, even if you want to be a developer, it's a different story. But why have you been hired? So that's the main reason where you need to do this job. So this is what we will be doing, functional testing. So that will be the second class. I'll spend some time on this. So make sure you guys attend that class. And third and fourth class, we will discuss about this Rally. So Rally is a test management tool. I hope that's the team today, and we go to this. Okay, good. Okay, and what is it exactly? It's a test management tool. Why do we need test management tool? Because you are open defects. So you are working there, okay, right? You are working there and you have found some issue, you have found some impediment, and you want to report that issue. So that's the reason you need this. You say no, I'll go.
Mr. Manu?
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting. Your voice is breaking down.
I can't hear. Okay.
Yes, yes, it's fading away in between.
Okay. Yeah, this has been a long issue actually. So okay, I know the only thing you can do is like I would speak louder. That would the only thing I can do. Okay. Okay, so we go through this test management tool. So what? So as I told you, why do we need this Rally? So Rally is so we'll be having pretty lot of we have too many tools. Like we have Rally, we have HPALM. Okay, we have what's this Team Foundation server. There's so many things. Okay, so I'll give you access to three tools, two tools. Okay, one is good. One is be good at one tool, that is Rally. Okay, be good on that. Okay, we'll see how we can open user showcase, not user stories. How we can create test cases, how we can execute the test cases, how to log a reports. I'm sorry, how to log a defects, how to assign a defects, and how to generate a report. So all this we'll see in Rally tool. Okay. There is two more tools I'll give you access, because if you really want more out of this, say like no, Rally is not enough. We want to put, I want to know more, because it's a lot of things we are showing up in a resume, and it's not good if we cannot justify what is there in the resume. So I want to know more. That's good. I'll give you two more tools and extra one more tool which you can get it from Tagore. Okay, so we'll discuss about that later. So one tool is good. This is about test management tool. Next, we'll go to SharePoint. SharePoint, we have access to Confluence. So that's Jira. We have access to the Jira. I will give you access to the Jira. Okay, so we'll work on this. So Confluence is integrated with Jira. So what is Jira again? It's a test management tool. Okay, again I told you why do we need test management tool. Okay, to report issues, to create test cases, to execute the test cases, to report defects, all those things. You are managing all those things, right? So that's the reason it's called test management tool. Confluence is actually integrated with that. We'll work on this. Okay, to upload your test plan document. So we'll go through all these things, and we'll go through this various documents. In Agile, so we will be actually working more on the Agile. So in Agile, all these documents are slowly trying to eliminate this, but it is not possible to eliminate all these documents, because we require at some point of time. Okay, we need to refer documents. Why? Because someone has done some work and we don't know. We need to refer that, right? We need to refer. And that guy is no more in the job. He is working somewhere else. But that guy actually has created the document, has created some work, and we need to refer that, because nobody else knows in the whole company, right? So that's not good. If no one knows, how are you going to proceed? So that's the reason we need documents. So because and that guy is now no more working on here, or he has moved to different country, all those things. So for that case, you cannot eliminate complete documentation in Agile. Although they're trying to remove it, that's fine, but it's not possible to remove completely. Okay. Then we'll go through life cycles. That is software life cycle. We have SDLC, software development life cycle. Then we'll go to STLC, software testing life cycle. Then we'll go to bug life cycle. So these are various life cycles. Why do we need to know this? Because you're working in a environment. Okay, you're working in software environment. So you need to know all these things before, even if you're experienced, even if you may know something, you may not know something. So you need to know all these things. Okay. And then we'll go to introduction on Agile methodology. I'll take whole class for that Agile. So we'll discuss about this waterfall methodology too, and other all other methodologies. So that's about this fifth class. Then we'll go to Sixth, which is okay, I'll take complete agile one class so that we'll have some better knowledge and what's this agile all about and why do we need this? Why can't we just work on waterfall methodology? What's wrong with that? It's an old, it's going to be getting outdated soon, and nobody will bother about it. Okay, so all these things we'll go through that. Next, seventh and eighth class, we'll just go to Jira introduction. See, what is Jira again? It's a test management tool. So here we are talking about two test management tools. One is Rally, get comfortable with it, get used with it, or I don't know what you want to do, just know about it. At least one tool. You won't, if you won't like Rally, that's a different thing. No, I don't like Rally, I'll go to Jira, that's fine. No, I don't like both, I want to go to Team Foundation Server, that's too fine. You say, no, I don't want all the three, I want HPLM, that's fine, I can give you yours, go ahead and, request Tower for your access. So that access is completely different, okay? So, I'll not discuss about this access, but here I'm giving you access to this tools, okay, all these tools. Then ninth class, we'll discuss about UFT, that is Unified Functional Testing. That's an old, tool, QTP, Quick Test Professional. Here we'll be talking about regression testing. All our class is based on functional testing and manual testing, but this ninth class is about regression testing. So this is, not related to all this, but just to give an introduction. Let's say, like, if you want, no manual testing, I want to do a little bit regression, that's an automation, and I want to jump through this, and so that's the reason, that's why, I thought to give you introduction. Why? Because don't get stick to one thing. Okay, that's the main thing. If you get stick to I'll just work as QA. No, I don't like ETL. I don't like data analyst. So you cannot do that in current such kind of environment. Such kind of you need to keep your options open. That means if you get anything. If you are your regression tester, your automation tester, or QTP or UFT, you need to get used to of such kind. Okay, if you're Q manual tester, if you want to go the data analyst, if you are the ETL tester, so on and so forth, you need to keep your options open. Why? Because it's you who need to get a job, not me, right? So if you are flexible, you are the one who will get benefit, right? So that's the reason, you have this one class. I put one class for regression testing. Okay, just to give an introduction, We'll not go detail in that. If you want to go more detail, you can go ahead and you have this utp.blogspot.com, actually, .com, and you can go ahead and okay, so and then we'll go to various certifications. This is a class, what I have dedicated this certification. Why? It's free. It's free. Okay. Just sit in your home, sit wherever you want. Just it's an online. We have this from 3. One is from Microsoft, and I will go to start with. Okay, to start with, just go with Microsoft and say MBA. That's Microsoft Virtual Academy, where you can write and test. Just listen to a video and write and test and get that certified. You'll get a certification. Or you can go ahead, if you're good, you're really good, you go with Sailor or Solar. Okay. This is because, why do we need this? It is simple, right? So let me give you an example. So when you're giving your resume to the if you so let's say you are submitting your resume somewhere or someplace, right? Let's say they have received your resume. Whenever hiring manager or your manager or someone, when you're trying to hire you, Okay, so they want to see some skills which you really have. Okay, they get bunch of resumes, not just one or two. Don't think just you are applying to a job, so that means you are the only one who is applying. There are, maybe tens or maybe even 20 or 30 people who is applying to that one job, right? It's only one job, and 20 candidates or 30 candidates are applying to it. So who is the one to get it? No, that's a very important thing, right? So they will see how your resume can stand out in all those resumes, right? So that's more important thing. So if you have just show the certifications, okay, I have done this certification, from MBA, that's from Microsoft, and I have completed the certification. I'm really good at it. That makes you stand out from all those resumes, right? So that's the reason. Just put in a certification like got a resume. If you want hard copy, sure enough, just bring it in a hard copy and show them. We can give it them too. Just no big deal. Have this. If you want to check it out, you can also check it out online. We have also online. So that's the reason, right? I'm consider if you are good, if you are really good, you can write in what's that SQL exam, that ISQB, just go ahead and you can go ahead and write that. But here I'm not talking about paying any money, and it's not talking about anything like that. It's just free. Just sit at your home, spend some time and get this certification. Okay, so that will be one of the homework we'll be discussing it. Any questions so far in the syllabus? So this is all about the syllabus I was talking about. Any questions so far? So everyone, I hope everyone has this syllabus. I've emailed everyone. If you guys didn't get, send me an email at manu@ideamaker.com. I'll add you in the list and I'll send you the syllabus. Okay, this is okay, just to just get an idea like what I'm actually what I'm trying to teach you, and what has been covered. So that's the baseline for what I'm actually teaching you. Okay, so if no one has questions, we'll just move to the next one. Okay, so we'll go to various types of testing. Okay, so to start with, we'll go each and every testings, various testing, so that we get a better idea why do we need this, and what exactly does it means, and what it has to do with our testing. So as a QA, as a software tester, as a QA analyst or software tester, or ETL tester or data analyst or whatever you do, see, even developer opens issues. Okay, they also open the issues. Sometimes that will be like architect level issues, or it will be, but that's a different thing. But they do also open the issues. Okay, so but it's not good. It's not good. Trust me, if developer opens the issue, it's not good. It comes back to you, because that means you have not done your job properly. That's why they are opening it. It's not good. Okay, so let's go one by one. So no one has any questions? Okay, so we go to black box testing. So so what is a black box testing? So black box testing is it's a high level testing. What is black? See, if somebody asks, right? So nobody will catch an individual, and your boss don't come. Okay, he doesn't come to you and directly ask, okay, have you completed your black box testing? That's not right. Even if they ask it, you need to respond. Black box testing is a high level testing. It's a high level testing done by the team level, not an individual level. So it's done by the team level. Why? Because it has some sub testing, like functional testing, system testing, integration testing, system integration testing. All this includes, all this combined, all these testings are combined. That is called black box testing. So that means it's a high level testing. If remaining all testing are done, then you can say as black box testing is done. Okay, so let's go in detail on this. So, and this is most important thing is it is done by the testers and not by the programmers. Okay, so simple. So we'll make it simple. Okay, what is black box testing? It is a high level testing done by the testers and not by the programmers. And what we are doing there? It is testers test based on the requirements and functionality. So that's about the black box testing. It is based on the requirements and functionality. So we'll go about all this. What's a functionality? Just give a brief, pretty much a little bit, idea of what is a functionality. Let's go on our favorite website, google.com. Here, can anyone say? Okay, can anyone say what is the functionality here? Can anyone tell me what's the? Let's say you have this URL. Okay, we have this URL, google.com. We'll go to. So can anyone tell me what's exactly a functionality in this web application? So I'm accessing. This is a web application, right? What's the web application? Whatever is open in the web browser is called web application. What's the client application? Client application, whenever you open through your system or when you install in your system, it's called client application. So here we have this web application, and can anyone tell me what's the functionality here? Okay, so functionality is functionality can be anything. So it's just part of the feature. It's a feature in an application. So it can be anything. It can be an image. So this is the functionality. It can be an edit box. Okay, so this is search box. It is not exactly edit box. Here is search box. Where you are typing this. So this is also functionality. Okay, this is a box. So when you have this microphone attached to this, good. Search by voice. This is also functionality. So whatever you see, okay, these buttons, Google search. Okay, this is no use. Okay, we know this button is no use because we have not typed anything here. Okay, so we know this doesn't work. So that makes perfectly sense. So this makes perfectly sense to me that if you are not typing anything in the search box, so that's the reason this box, this button doesn't work. So that is good. I cannot open a defect that the button is not working because I have not entered anything in this. So that's fine. And this is kind of, I'm not sure what kind of button this is. I would say random rolling down button, because whenever you're hovering your mouse here, see this, the title of that button really moves from different, so that's called, that's sort of functionalities. All these are functionalities. Okay, and this URLs, URLs and this images, everything, whatever these buttons and all these URLs, all these are functionalities. So what's in functionality? Functionality is an part of an application. It can be anything. It can be images, it can be search box, it can be edit box, it can be URLs, images, okay, text, anything. What is a text here? You can also have this text. Okay, this is not exactly text, this is image. You see this, image is coming from here. Okay, and search box, buttons, etc., etc. Right? So that's functionality. So that's about the functionality. And requirements is whatever the requirement is. So it's a document which contains all the features. What are the features, what are the functionalities, all these documents which is clubbed together and put into one document, like MS Word or or Excel, that kind of document. So that's called requirement. Okay. So that's about functionality. Okay. So we'll go in detail on this. So, okay, now we're back to this. So what is a black box testing? Black box testing is a high level testing done by the testers and not by the programmers. And what are we going to test there? We are testing functionality and features of an application. It can be web application, it can be client application, doesn't matter. That's black box testing. Okay, let's go to the next one, white box testing. What is white box testing? Again, the same story. It's a high level testing done by the programmers, not by the tester. Here it's a little different. This is done by the programmers, not by the testers. Okay, so that's the difference here. Black box and white box, two different things. Okay. Why testers are not allowed to do this? Because you need to know the internal logic of an application code. Let's go pretty much quickly on this code. Okay, let's go to I want to go to Amazon.com. Let's say we'll go to this Amazon.com, and as a developer, I need to see what the code is. I'm not worried about this UI because this is here you go. So this is the job of a developer. Okay, a developer, a programmer, whoever is responsible for this, because he or she is not worried about UI. UI is worried about we as a tester. We will be looking at this UI and not. Okay, so here developers looks through this code, identifies any issues what is there in this code, and replaces that any value or any issue in this. Whether is working on that. So this is white box testing. This is not exactly white box testing. I know. I would not say this is a white box testing, but this is a part in a white box testing. Just like black box testing, it's at high level. So this is also it's at high level. So that's the thing. So white box testing. This is done by the programmers, not by the testers. It is a high level testing, and it's also called as glass box testing. And this cannot be done by the testers. Why? Because here you go. Internal software code should be known, to do this testing. We don't know. We don't know what is code, because this code is a lot of things. You have this JavaScript, you have HTML, you have this Ajax. If it is Flash, then you have Flash Player, you have scripts, all integrated scripts in this. A lot of things we don't know. So that's why we don't do this. Okay, as a tester, we don't do, but developer, yes, they do this. Okay, any questions so far in this two? So let's move to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Unit testing. Unit testing, again, it's a short of, this is, you are testing an individual software component. Okay, and this is again done by the programmers and not by the testers. Remember, this unit testing is done by the programmers and not by the testers. Why? Why not? That's the question, right? Why not? Because again, it requires a detailed knowledge of code. You need to know some code. Okay, you need to know, and also you need to know different modules. Let's take an example here. So again, we'll go back to this code. So unit testing, here this unit testing is a little bit specific here. So now it's good. Now unit testing is related to some unit in this application. Let's say, you're working on some script. So we'll go to that particular script. Okay, so there are plenty of scripts here. We don't know. Let's see, let's quickly check. So let's say if there is a issue in the button, or so if there is some issue here, okay, so we want to see this script is good or not. Okay, so this is a module. Okay, so this is just a unit. Some part of this whole script. This is pretty big script, right? So we are just working on one small script. So one module, one unit. So that's called unit testing. Okay, so one unit in the whole code. Okay, does it make sense? We are just just modifying this code in this whole small unit in this code, and we will be just editing that code. Okay, so that's called unit testing, and again, it's done by the programmers and not by the testers. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Before going to incremental, we'll just go to Okay, we'll just go to functional testing. Here's the where we need to start here. So here's what we are going to do. Functional testing. So we'll go through this because first we need to know what is functional testing. Then we'll go to integration and incremental integration testing. Okay. So functional testing. So this is not required. This is Java for developer. So we are moving up. Okay. So this stuff. What is functional testing? To test an application. Okay. To test and functionality and features of an application, either web application or client application or both, doesn't matter. That's called functional testing. You can go through this. I mean, so to be simple, you can go through it and you can understand it. To be simple, to make it simple, what is functional testing? I would say functional testing is to test and features and functionality of an application. That's called functional testing. Let's go through this. Okay, let's quickly. Okay, so we'll just go back to Google just pretty quick and just see here. Okay, so here, as I told you, these are all functionalities. Okay, search box, this is a functionality. Okay, this microphone button, if I activate it, I can also, that's the one more functionality. Okay, and all these buttons, when I click this notification, this thing shows up. This is a functionality. Okay, this images is a different. So we'll also deal with different domains and subdomains. That's a functionality. So everything, whatever you see in this page, is a functionality. Everything what you look here is a functionality. This URLs is this. When I click this, is it navigating to the next page? Let's see this. Okay, good. It's navigating. So that's a good functionality. Okay. I want to click on this URL. Is it going to the next page? That's good. This is good. Privacy. I want to see this. Okay. This is working good. Okay. And all those things. All this URL is a functionality. Okay. So that was simple, pretty simple functionality and features, right? Let's increase our level and just see what can be the features and functionalities. Let's say Amazon.com. So here is pretty much this is a little bit sophisticated functionalities. Here you have not even this features, but an image is integrated with URL. Why? Because when I click this image, it goes to the URL. See this? So the whole different URL changes. The page changes on the same page. This doesn't move to the next tab. Okay. So these are all a different type of functionalities. So what are we talking here? The functionality of an application. So I want to show you one pretty quick thing. So there is one more specific functionality with Amazon, right? So let's say whenever I hover my mouse to the departments, let's say I'm holding my mouse here. Okay, I'm hovering my mouse to the departments. You see this? Did you see any change here? If you have noticed it, the brightness at the background has been decreased, and a drop down box has shown up. Two things are happening simultaneously. Hover your mouse over the department section, and suddenly this thing changes. Okay, now I can have this drop down box, but see this? The background of the light, the light at the background is still dark until I hover my mouse to somewhere else. See this? So that's a functionality. That's what? Functionality. It's a feature. It's a feature from Amazon, that whenever you hover your mouse or something, it's not just department, I think it happens to you. See this? Even to this tab buttons, right? Okay. And so that's a feature. So that's a feature, which all website doesn't have it. Only Amazon has. So that's also functionality, right? So so to test all this application, to test all this, to test all the features and all the functionalities are working. That's called functional testing, right? So we need to test each and every functionality, okay, to make sure this website is working or not. Okay, let's quickly go to this. Any questions so far in this functionality? So this is important because this is what, as a QA tester or software analyst, or I don't know, even ETL tester, even if you're ETL tester, I have done this. Okay, as an ETL tester, even you need to do some QA work, so you need to see this. Is this functionality as per the document? So whenever I'm hovering my mouse in this and this drop down box is showing up and background light is off. So I want to make sure, is that right feature or not? So if it is right feature, I need to look at the documents. What documents? Functional requirement documents. Okay, there's FRD, functional requirement. I want to check it. Where do I get it? From SharePoint, of course. You don't have to ask anyone. You need to know the URL, get the URL, download it, view the document. Doesn't show any information on this. Okay, good. I'll reach out to business analyst. Okay, as a senior now, I know how to reach out to business analyst. Okay, so you cannot do that. You need to reach out to lead, your lead. Okay, to start with, as an experience or as a newbie or as a whatever you are, first you need to reach out to lead. Without talking to the lead, you cannot move to any other team. That's not good, because that's not, that will not be, taken as good. So first, to start with, you need to reach out to lead, saying that, hey, you need to reach out to lead, saying that, I'm trying to do what? Functional testing. And, whenever I'm hovering this mouse over this section, background light is switched off and this drop down box is showing up. But I see nowhere in this requirement document, in the party, I don't see it. Is this appropriate or not? If they say yes, then it's good. If no, then open a ticket. So that's your job. Okay. So that's about functional testing. We just pretty much go, because we have taken a lot of time on this. We'll go to this next one. So we'll go to the integration testing. Okay. So is any questions on functional testing? Let's go to the integration. Let me know if you have any questions. Just let me know. My speaker is also on, so if you want to interrupt, go ahead. Okay. Okay. So here, let's move to the next topic: integration testing. Okay. So why do we need this integration? We'll go to this pretty quick, and we'll just I'll make you a little bit more easy to understand. So what we are trying to do here is to verify the combined functionality after integration. Okay. It can be anything. It can be applications. Let's take an example here. Okay. So what you are trying to do is testing of an integrated modules to verify the combined functionality is working or not. That means they are integrating two applications in one. Okay. And to make sure, is that application working or not? Why? Because these two applications are different things. It can be one domain, another domain. Okay, so just like Google.com. Okay, Google.com is one domain. Let's go here. Okay, let's be a little bit specific here. Okay, Amazon.com. Amazon.com is a different URL, right? And they have integrated something like a different URL altogether. Okay, let's quickly see which is a good here. We'll just go to it. Okay, Jungly.com. So now see, this is a complete domain altogether. It might be third party, not okay. So this is from Amazon. That's good. We'll go to different thing which is not from Amazon. Oh, maybe they have removed this. Okay. Let's go to this. Oh, this is also from Amazon. Good. This is not from Amazon, right? So nowhere it shows like this from Amazon. Okay. Now, these two URLs are different. Amazon.com is that one company, Rag.com is a different company, nowhere related to each other. Let's take it, even if it's related, we'll just, for now, we'll just take it as not related, okay? Because this is a different company, that's a different company. But their URL is integrated into this, okay? That's a different thing, okay? Okay, this is not, you can say, no, what's a big deal? Just put that, copy that URL, push it here, fine, that's good. But that's not so easy to be, as you think, because there'll be copyright issues, there'll be legal issues, there'll be, if the two websites are different, that guy is done with Java, this guy is done with .NET. Now you cannot integrate just like that. Okay. Now you need to work with the two companies, and you need to have proper coordination, proper communication, and then you need to do this. Again, after integrating, you need to test that both websites are working, and it's working or not. There's two different companies, two different codes, two different people are working in different way, nowhere related to each other, but you need to integrate that application to do this. Okay, this is nothing. We just go to better application here. So this is, you can argue with me saying that, no, what's a big deal? Just put that URL there and that's good. And okay, fine. Let's go here. Okay, one more example for this integration testing. Now, Google.com is one. It has so many applications. You see this? They have integrated all this into one. You see this YouTube, news, shopping, Drive. All these are products from Google. Okay, so that's fine. Some are, they have bought it. That's fine. They have integrated all of this into one. You see this one drop-down box. Okay, so that is integration. So what you need to do is test after this integration. Because why do you need to test after integration? You want to make sure after integration your code is not broke anywhere. Okay, so you need to make sure the code is not broken, right? You need to test both things. One is this Google.com and the other after integration. That's called integration testing. Okay. So what's integration testing? Testing of two integrated modules to verify the combined functionality is working after integration or not. Okay. And we'll go to the next one, in incremental integration testing. So what's incremental integration testing? It's like, you keep on increasing new modules. New modules are integrated into this app. Okay, some, drop down app, or, you can call this Google Apps, if they say that, okay, Google Apps, and they keep on increasing. So let's say they have this, what's 10, you have these 10 products. When you click on more, in the same app, it's still updated into more apps, right? That's incremental. That means they keep on increasing, okay? And again, you are not satisfied with this, click on this, again, you have the whole bunch of products which are from Google, and you see this which you want to like and which you want to take it. Okay, so these are all, integration testing, incremental integration. So they keep on adding apps, you keep on testing it, keep on integrating the modules, you keep on testing it, continuous testing. Okay, so that's called incremental testing. So, bottom-up approach for testing of an application, wherever new functionality is added, is called incremental testing. So this can be done by programmers or by the testers. Okay. So let's move to any questions so far? Okay, so let's move to the next topic. Okay. Okay, we'll go to system testing. So in this system testing, entire system is tested. Okay, the entire system is tested as per this. So again, what is system testing? It's a high-level testing. It's a high-level testing because it might have a lot of combined, testing to be done. Okay, so it's like, let's go here. Okay, it's kind of like black box testing. Comes under this. Okay, once you complete this system testing, that means you have completed some part in the black box testing. Okay. So whatever the system testing is like whatever is installed in our application. Normally, this system testing is for client applications. So whenever you install an application, let's say you have installed an application. So that whenever you install an application, a lot of things happen. DLL files get updated. Registry keys get updated. New applications. So all these things, right, is in the system. So that's called system testing. If you want to test all this, okay. So all this is called system testing. So entire system is tested as per the requirement. Entire system, that means it's tested as per the requirements. If the requirement doesn't say don't test this, then you don't test it because it's not there in the requirement. So that's what about, okay. So you need to see based on the requirements, what does the requirement say and what you're trying to do. Okay, so that's called system testing. Then let's move to the next one. End-to-end testing. Right. So practically, we are going to do tomorrow about, we'll be mostly working on functional testing. Practically, yes, we'll be doing only functional testing. We are not going all this testing because it is similar process. It's a similar process, but change of little bit environment, change of little bit features, all those things. Okay, so we'll go in detail tomorrow for the functional testing. Okay, does it make sense? Yeah, somebody asked, right? So are we going to do all this practically? Yes. At work too, you might do all this or you may not. It depends upon the project. So what kind of project they are using? What kind of project they are using? What kind of environment they are using? So all these things, it depends. Sometimes they may not require all these testings because they are just dependent on one testing, integration testing, or they might depend on only one thing, okay, regression testing. So it's kind of based on the environment. But some project you might do all this, okay, you might do everything, okay. I would not be surprised to do all things, okay. So it's based on the projects, okay. But it's good to know. It's a good to know. Why? Because you don't know what kind of project you'll be getting, right? You don't know. No one has idea. So it's good to know so that if you know all things, you can relate to that and you can continue your testing. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the next topic. That's end-to-end testing. End-to-end testing, that means from one end to other end. It's called end-to-end testing. So what's the one end? So one end, that's kind of like, again, it's from scratch, smoke testing, sanity testing, functional testing, all these testing are included. All the testings are included, black box testing, system testing. If it is a large environment, if it's a large project, ETL also is considered. Okay, ETL testing, again, it's jobs, AutoSys, let's say you are using an AutoSys tool, is the AutoSys complete, AutoSys testing is completed, okay, then, documents, all the documents testing is completed, so everything is done, that's called end-to-end testing. From one end to the other end, okay. And, it's also included database, and if it's hardware, if you're dealing with the hardware, so this hardware normally doesn't come, okay, into this picture, but still, okay, if it requires that, of course, you need to also do that testing. So that's called end-to-end testing. What is end-to-end testing? To test the software applications from one end to the other end. From one end, meaning starts from smoke testing, sanity testing, functional testing, integration testing, so on, till all the testings are completed. Okay, so that's end-to-end testing. Okay. So let's go. Any questions so far? Okay. So let's move to the next one. Smoke testing. Okay, smoke testing is not here. So I know I'll be explaining it pretty quick. So what is the smoke testing? We have the smoke testing. So you want to, before going to that, like let me do some explanation of this. It's not related to this, but you need to know some things. Okay, before going to smoke testing, there's some terminologies because you may or may not know the terminology. Okay, so let's quickly, see. So there are three types of environments. What are they? Dev environment, testing environment, production environment. Minimum three, there have to be three. That means they have three different databases, three different URLs, three different things. They have to maintain all these things, all different. They cannot maintain only one thing. It's a complete different environment altogether. Okay, three different environment. So now, whenever the developer works, it has to be in developer environment. Whenever the testing is done, it has to be in testing environment. Production environment, wherever, whenever the customer or the user or the end user who is using it has to be in production environment. Okay, it cannot be in the dev or test environment. There's no way, it's not even possible. Okay, so it has to be in production environment, whoever is using. Okay, but the problem here is whenever the developer works, he works in dev environment. The code, whatever he's doing the work, whatever the work he put the code, that code has to move into test environment. Again, that code from the test environment has to move to the production environment. Okay, so what happens here is, so there are builds. So what is a build? So build is kind of version. You can take it, for now, it's kind of layman language called, version. That means once it has been installed, okay, so let's say the code is in dev environment, it has to move into the test environment. So you need some guy, some guy who will be working on some maybe middleware team or some other team, so that they will run the jobs. Once the jobs are run, that code is moved into completely into testing, and then we can start testing. We cannot start testing just like that. First, the code has to be moved from dev environment to test environment. Okay, so that's good. Now we know that. So who is working on it? Some middleware team is working on it. It's good. Now, when it is ready, okay, we need to check with developer. So developer, hey developer, is the code ready yet? So no, we are working on dev. By maybe 2-3 hours, the code will be in test environment. We can start testing. Good. So once that code is moved into test environment, you will be starting the first and foremost. What you'll be doing is smoke testing. Smoke testing. What is smoke testing? You want to see this application is testable or not. That means before going to functional testing, you want to see, can I test this or not? Okay, so let's quickly check how, it's like similar to functional testing, but the only difference for this functional testing and smoke testing is you're not doing long. You just 1 or 2 hours, that's it, smoke testing is done. And there are no test cases for smoke testing. And for functional testing, yes, there will be test cases. You have to write test cases. Okay. I mean, for smoke testing, you can do that. One test case is fine. It don't have to be, pretty much lengthy. These days, I think that is cut short. I don't think anyone is preparing test cases for smoke testing. If you find one, let me know. I have not seen in my whole 5 years career smoke test cases for smoke testing. Okay. Okay. Smoke testing. So here's the thing. This Google.com is done by dev environment. It is moved into what? Test environment. Now you need to start testing. So you want to see, is this application really testable? So it's a random testing. What is it? It's a random testing. You want to click this button, okay, good. This button, okay, good. This button, okay, done. Okay, it's not working. Okay, now you need to tell the developer saying that, hey, this button is not working. Okay, and and that means smoke testing has failed. If smoke testing is failed, that's an issue. You raise a ticket, or raise a defect, or raise a impediment, whatever you want to call. Okay, so that means smoke testing has been failed. What is smoke testing? To test an application is testable or not. Okay, it is a random testing. Does it make sense? Let's move to the. So I'll take like 5 to 10 minutes. Is everyone okay with that? So we'll just complete this. There's 2 more topics left. Okay, let's move to the next one. Sanity testing. Okay, in this sanity testing, so here what we are trying to do is like 2 different versions. Testing, 2 different versions, same application, different version. Okay, you know this, right? I mean, let's quickly check for the Google Chrome. So let's say they have this version, you see this 56.0 dot, this is their version. So they have, that doesn't mean that they have released 56, of Google Chrome versions, but that means they have fixed the issues. Okay, let's quickly check it. Firefox has that. I'll just go to the Firefox. Okay, so that means, so let's say they have released this and they have fixed an issue. Let's say there was issue, there's pretty much long issues, 5, 6 issues, and they fixed it and they released a new version. That new version is fixed of all those, and they have put that patch. There's 2 things. Okay, there's a patch, there's a hotfix. Hotfix is temporary, patch is like if something is broken, you just put the patch, right? So it's kind of that. Okay, and you release a new version. Like 52, 52.0, 51.0. So that's called version, right? And you're testing the 2 different versions, let's say 52 and 51. So that's called sanity testing. Right? There's a thing, right? Testing to define if the new software version is performing well enough to accept for the mating tester. Okay? Okay, so that's called sanity testing. To test 2 different versions. Okay, then let's move to the next one. Regression testing. Now, so here, what happens in this regression testing, right? This is, let's say you have done all these testings. You have done with the functional testing, you have done with the integration testing, you have done with system integration testing, you have done with the incremental testing, everything is done. Now, next remaining is regression testing. What you do here is you use a tool. Here you are using a tool. Here we have no way used. So we were testing so far, right? We tested this Google, we tested this Amazon, backlights thing, and we didn't find an issue. So we are not using any tool here. But in regression, we are using a tool here. Okay. Why do we need this? Because we need this to make sure anything what is missed in manual can be detected in this automation. We cannot do complete automation. We can do, but it's not a very good idea to start with complete automation. So it's because there are so many things that will be missed. Right. Yeah, I know. There's it's been little bit issue with this. Actually, the audio is actually not moving up and down. Okay, that's the reason I'm actually making it louder because you're able to hear it. Okay, so let's say you're testing an application. So this testing an application as a whole for any modification in module in functionality. So we'll be using an automation tool like UFT, Selenium, load runner, or any tool, automation tool. We'll be using in regression testing. So that's so let's say now let me ask you a question. let's say developer has done some, developing and you have tested it, okay? You have completed your testing, that means manual testing is done. Okay, we have covered all this functional testing and all these testings we have done. And in 2 weeks it's going to production. We have completed it and there's nothing we can do. And suddenly a developer changes some code into an application. Okay, developer suddenly changes the code and he suddenly stops at your desk and he said like, we have changed this code. Can you test it again? So what is your response on this? Can anyone tell to me? What's the response when developer suddenly stops at your desk and says, hey, I changed some code and I want you to test this. Can you test this? So what is your response on this? Can anyone tell to me? Okay, so just because developer changed some code and just because they did something, cannot go with the developer, right? I mean, you say, no, I'll be like, are you kidding me? I completed this testing, right? We have done our work, we have signed off, QA has signed off, and we have completed this testing. Okay, I'm not going to retest the same application again. We don't do double testing, right? We don't retest the same thing again and again. We don't have that much time. We don't have that much of people who want to test it. We don't have all these things, so we cannot test it again. So what we can do is, next week, this is going into the into the regression testing. So we have different environment altogether. So the code is going to, so we can test at that time. So regression team will be testing that, maybe not QA, not anyone else, but regression testing will be testing that. Okay, so you cannot just, just because developers stop at your desk, okay, you start testing again, doesn't work that way. You need to check with your lead. Okay, so what you need to do is, okay, let us go to our lead. Okay, let's go to our lead. Let's talk to him. Why are we going to do this again? We have completed this testing, and I see no reason to test this, retest it, or double test it. To do it again just because you have changed this code. That thing is supposed to be done before itself, but they didn't do that. They are doing it now. So now it has to go to the regression testing instead of manual testing. Why? Because they have changed that, and we have done with our test cases. We have executed our test cases. So everything is done. It has to go in production 2 weeks. There is no other way. We cannot do double testing. So that should be your response. Okay? Does it make sense? Because you cannot, just because developer came to you and said, okay, start testing. Doesn't work that way. You take orders from your manager, not by someone else. Okay, you will be, you'll be in trouble if you do that. You cannot, just because it's saying, you cannot directly, say that, hey, just because developer said I did testing. Doesn't work that way. You're not working for developer, you're working for your manager. So your boss orders, then only you need to do this. So the next thing what you need to do is, let's talk to our lead, let's talk to let's talk to my manager, let's talk to my boss, and we'll just get started out this. How are we going to proceed with this? How are you going to do with this? That's the way you need to do. Okay, so that's why you need regression testing. Just because developer has changed something, they are not supposed to do that, but they did it. Now it has to go into regression testing. Now we cannot do anything, the manual testing. Okay. So we'll stop here. So we'll go through the next slides by tomorrow. So any questions so far in the whole testing? One more thing, right? You guys need to be proactive. One more thing you need to remember is you need to be proactive. What is proactive? When someone asks some question, you have to answer it. Yes, no, I don't know, something. Okay, because here that's fine. Okay, nobody's, you're not working for me, so that's fine. When you are working for your company, then you need to answer to your boss. If you cannot answer, then there will be consequences, right? So, good. So that's what, you need to be proactive. Okay? Whenever someone asks question, you need to at least say yes, no, nothing, I don't know, not sure, something. Okay? So that the other person will do, okay, you need to, depends on your answer. Okay? Okay, so nobody has any questions. Can we close this class for today? Okay, so I'll be, sharing you that slides and one book. I think this book is good. I have not read it personally, but if you are free, you don't have to read it. But just take a look into this. Somehow I found it, and if you are interested, otherwise that's fine. You don't have to read all this, but just go to this. It's good. I'll send you through email, and yeah, you need to complete all your homework starting from tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be giving you homework, not today. Today you can take some rest. Just read this or go through this video. Okay. So you're good. Tomorrow I'll start giving you homework. So make sure you guys complete that homework. I'm very particular about homeworks. Okay, because that shows how much interest you are there to do work. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys.